Good morning and welcome back to another one of our instructional videos on your online store. And today we'll have a look at manually adding orders to your store. I'm quickly going to log into our admin side of things. And the scenario is that we excuse me, we've received an email from a new customer requesting some items and wanting to purchase them. So in order to manually place this order, the best practice is to first create the customer. You are able to create an order from scratch simply by clicking the plus button at the top here. But the drawback with this is you've got to complete the customer details and it does not save this customer for future use. And you may want to obviously keep that customer in your list of customers so that you can send them emails and keep them updated on any specials and things like that. So what I would suggest that we do is we first add the customer. So we've got a couple of customers set up already here, and we'll have a look at using one of these customers a bit later on to to have a look at how stock subtraction works as well. So the first thing you need to do is select your customer group. So I've set up two groups, public and wholesale, and we're just going to leave this customer at public. So this customer is going to see basically the prices and discounts that are allocated to the public customer group. Okay, we're not going to have any CC emails, telephone number, we're just going to make one up. And we're going to create a password. We are going to confirm the password. Okay, then you can say, do you want this customer to receive newsletters or not? Status is enabled, safe. Okay, so you can read that you're able to set this customer to be basically seen as a safe customer if you want to. Okay, we're going to save the customer. Okay, we could have added an address, which we probably should have as well. So let's just do that while we're here, because otherwise we are going to have to add an address at a later stage during the order process. Okay, so we have to put in an address that it's going to and the name of the person that it's going to, because this could be different. We're not going to put any company name in. Fish Street, let's just say Camps Bay. Postcode 8001. And the region is going to be the Western Cape. And this is the default address, yes. Save it. Cool, so now we can go to sales and we can then click on orders. And from there, we will then create a new order using this customer. Now, the nice thing is that you can then see your customers in this drop down. So we're going to select Sally. If you have a lot of customers, you can simply start typing the customer's name and then select it from the drop down. Customer group, yes, first name, all the information is then saved automatically, and then you just click on continue. We then need to add products, and before we actually do this, let's just have a look at our catalog of products quickly. I just want to just go through the three products that we are going to use for this order. The first one being the Canon. What's important here for stock purposes and stock control is that we set stock to be subtracted and that we take note of stock. So we can see here we have 6 in stock. Subtract stock, yes. Out of interest, the weight is 1.5 kilos. I'm going to add 3 products to the cart that are going to exceed 10 kilograms so that we can see that our shipping and delivery fees are going to calculate correctly. The other thing I wanted to have a look here, which was actually important for the Canon, is that there's a required option set up for this product. Customer has to choose whether they want the red or the blue version of this camera, and the red we only have 1 in stock, and the blue we have 5 in stock. Subtract stock here must be yes as well. That's important. Otherwise it's not going to subtract this, and it will still display as you having, because I'm going to purchase the red one, and then we want to make sure that it says 0 after the purchase is complete. Otherwise, if you don't set that to yes, it's obviously not going to subtract the stock. The next one was the MacBook Air I wanted to look at, and just to ensure that we have set up quantity of stock, and that stock must be, so we can see there we've got 10, and subtract stock, yes. There are no options set up for this product, so customers just going to be able to add it and purchase one at a time. The Samsung, not the Galaxy Tab, the Sync Master screen or monitor, we'll have a look at that one, and the same thing applies. We need to make sure we have stock. Yes, we've got 16, and it's going to subtract, and there are no options set up for this item either. Cool. So then let's go back to our sales, our orders, and we're going to place an order quickly. Okay, so let's just place that order. We're going to add 1 of each of those products, and we are going to select Sally once again as our customer. We then click continue. We then select the Canon, for instance. Okay, now we're going to choose 1, and we are then selecting the red one, add product to the list of products for this customer. We can see the product has been added. All looks good. The next one we are going to add then is the MacBook Air, and there are no options here, so we can simply add the product and select the quantity. We're just going to choose 1 at this stage. And then the Samsung monitor, same thing applies. We add that. We now have the 3 products, and we can see the option for the Canon is the red one. We then continue, and we now have to choose an address. Luckily we've already entered an address, so we can click on the drop down and we select that, and it automatically then fills everything in for us, which is fantastic. We continue, and then the shipping address, the first address we entered was the payment address basically. Shipping address, we just select the same address. You can add multiple addresses to a customer, and they can have separate payment address, for instance, and a separate delivery address. We continue here, and now we have to select the shipping method, and based on our postal code as well as the weight of the shopping cart, it's calculated that to be 108 Rand. We can apply this, and we can actually see it's applied. Delivery to main centers 12 kilos, and there's the charge. Payment method is going to be, we're going to choose the bank transfer. We can apply that, and if you have a coupon, you want to give a discount to this customer, for instance, you would have needed to set up a coupon, and then you can just enter the coupon code here. So I do have a coupon set up, and let's click and apply, and we should then see there's a 10% discount coming through using that coupon. Vouchers would be like gift voucher, so if the customer has a gift voucher, then you can add the code for that here. If you're using the rewards program, you can apply the rewards program code here, or the points. You can add a comment to the order, and we're not going to use affiliates because we haven't set that up on the store. So we're just going to leave that as is. We click on save, proceed loading, and then we can see at the top, we can see success, and the order has now been added. So we can actually go and just double check if we want to by clicking orders, and we'll then see here we have the order for Sally Shop-a-Lot, and we can then continue um, to edit it from here. We can change our order status. We can notify the customer with the status of the order, and we can obviously then just double check that the product numbers have changed correctly. Okay, so we can see here we used to have six for this particular product, the Canon. There used to be six of those, and we can actually see it lists five here. We can just double check by editing the product and checking the quantity. So if I click on the data tab, we can then see quantity now is 5, and the important one here is, there we go, the red, we no longer have any stock of that. It's 0, set to 0. So that's what we wanted to see. The MacBook Air, that should now be at 9. We can actually see that on that screen already. And we, just to confirm that, we see quantity there. And then the last one was the Samsung Sync Master monitor, which is here, and that has dropped from 16 to 15. So that's working correctly, and that's how you would then work with your stock levels as well as adding orders manually. Hope you've enjoyed this instructional video. Thank you.